Let's say you just finished building a really neat circuit like this LED color organ I showed you in my very first video. It works well, but the construction on a breadboard like this is more or less a temporary solution. If you want to let the Arduino Uno stay intact, you can always build a shield like I did right here. And it also works without problems. But this time I want to build inside this gadget box. Soldering those components to a PCB is an easy task, but there's one component which does not really fit inside my gadget box, the Arduino Uno. So today I will show you how to break your Atmega3208P microcontroller free from its Arduino prison and embed it into a circuit. My first advice is to always test your circuit on a breadboard, and as you can see it works for me, so we can move on. We only need 4 external components, one 16 MHz clock crystal and two 22 picofarad capacitors to generate the external clock signal, and one 10 kilo-ohm resistor which connects between the reset pin of the Atmega and 5 volts. This way our microcontroller does not reset itself. The crystal connects to pin 9 and 10, and one capacitor between each pin and ground. If you only need a clock of 8 MHz, you could also scrape those parts and use the internal oscillator, but you would need to upload another bootloader. Check out the Arduino site for more information about that. Pin 7, 20 and 21 connects to 5 volts, and pin 8 and 22 connects to ground. That is basically an Arduino on a breadboard, but there are some downsides in comparison to an Arduino board, like no reset switch, only 5 volt input, no built-in USB to serial conversion, no short circuit protection and no overvoltage protection. But if you know what you are doing, you don't really need those features. This is the pinout for the microcontroller. If you used for example the digital pin 9 in your Arduino sketch, you have to hook it up to pin 15, and so on. After I rewired the circuit on the breadboard, everything still worked fine. But now I want to change the code. Here are 3 ways to do this. First way, you just get your Atmega out of there and plug it in your Arduino and reprogram it. This is the laziest and most annoying way. Second way, you connect TX of your Arduino board to pin 3, RX to pin 2 and reset to pin 1. And now you upload like always. The wires are just a bit longer this time. But make sure that no microcontroller is plugged in the Arduino. Third way, you throw away the Arduino board and get yourself a FTDI chip, which does USB to serial conversion. You power it up and connect RX to TX and TX to RX and reset to reset. And it is done. Now you can also use the Arduino IDE to upload your sketch like usual. There's also another way which involves in-circuit serial programming, or ICSP for short, but it is messy and requires a special programmer and another software. If you want to be really advanced, you can take a closer look at this principle somewhere else. That is basically all you need to know to make your own Arduino on a breadboard. Of course I also finished the gadget once I was sure everything worked on the breadboard. I also added female headers on the RX and TX line in case I need to reprogram it. I hope you learned something today. Like always, stay creative and I will see you next time.